Hello and welcome. My name is Mike Mason. I am part of the Business Transformation Center team here at Ingram Micro. And today I'm continuing to unbox the F5 distributed cloud services. And we are going to take a look at deploying a site in our local data center. Okay, so one of the key features in F5's distributed cloud services is connecting clouds together. And part of that is, hey, your own data centers. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. So I am in the documentation and I'm going to look through one of the quick start guides. This is a great resource. Click on quick start. It goes through a lot of different possibilities. And we're going to click on multi-cloud networking. And this particular one goes through, hey, how do you deploy an AWS site? How do you deploy a site in a private data center, which is what I'm going to do right back here. And then how do you connect them? So our agenda for today, as I scroll down, is to do this. Deploy a private data center site. They already have a video, but we're going to go through these steps. We're going to create a site token. We're going to download the VMware image and install that in VMware. And then we're going to register that to the console. And then the last step would be create a fleet, which I probably won't go through. But that's all here for you in the documentation. So let's go ahead and see what we need to do. So I need to log into the Cloud Console and create a site token. All right, so I'm already logged into the console. And I'm going to click Cloud and Edge Sites. Takes me to the nice site map, which currently has the F5 data centers listed here. And what I need to do, as we go back to directions, is create a site token. So go to Site Management, Site Tokens, and add it. So I click Site Management, Site Tokens, and I am going to add a site token. All right, so my token is added. And I'll just copy this to my clipboard for future use. All right, let's go back and look. And the next step is to download and install. So really right off this same page in the documentation, they have images. And there's a variety of images that I can download. So I go ahead and I click F5, VMware images, and choose OVA image. All right, so the file is now downloaded. It is about 1.4 gig in size. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this and deploy the OVF inside of my vCenter. So I got a nice little F5 folder already created. I'll choose Deploy Template and then go snag this OVA from my Downloads folder and hit Next. Okay, so here is I could put in the virtual machine name. It's got a pretty bad default name, but I'm just going to leave it for right now. Keep things simple. I'll leave it in this cluster. Okay, took a moment to validate. And let's take a look. All right, so you can do thick or thin provisioning on this. I'll just choose thin, and I'll just choose the top data store. And then regular, by regular, I guess they mean inside, or they do mean inside. I checked. And then an outside interface. And we're good to go there. And then we just have to go through the selections here. So here we can leave the default host name. This is just what the machine will be seen in the network with. So actually, I'll just leave it as master 0. And I'm just going to paste in the token that I had earlier. And then type in a super secret password. And we'll give the cluster a name. And then the rest here is just some networking information for the most part. Let's see. So I'm just going to leave DHCP on. I think if you were doing this in practice, I would go ahead and put a real IP address or a static IP address in there. So I'm going to leave DHCP on for both interfaces. So it'll grab the DNS and default gateway from that, so I don't have to put those in. All right, the registration URL is already in there for me, and the certified hardware is in there as well. And then I just need to put a latitude and longitude, which I checked. I saw that I had to do that, so I am ready. All right, now we'll just hit next, and we will finish, and we'll give that a few moments to deploy. All right, so it's done deploying. It looks like it took about 1.5 minutes on my system here. And I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Now, while I'm doing that, let's take a peek back at the directions. So if I come back to multi-cloud networking, scroll down, right? So create a site, download the image, install the OVA template, perform a site registration. So I'm going to manage site management registration. All right, so it doesn't look like there's anything there just yet. Oh, there it is. So it looks like we can kind of click the down arrow, look at it, but we just accept the registration here. And we go through the information. These are all the things that we selected. And let's save and exit. All right, so while that provisions, I am going to take a break and get a cup of coffee, and I'll be right back. All right, so I came back about 15 minutes later, and on my site list, I now see my BTC Buffalo site connected to the F5 Distributed Cloud Console. And I'm just going to take a look on the site map, and I'm still... Oh, I see. I'm all the way over here. So I did something wrong. So let's see what I can do about that. All right, so let's click Edit Site. And I believe that's minus 75. And we'll do Save Changes. And now let's see if we're... There we go. There we go. So nice and close to Toronto is my site. And now I am on the map. There we go. So now I would just go ahead and go to the fleet instructions and set up the networking between it and the cloud. All right. So hopefully all that was helpful. Really enjoy working with the F5 Distributed Cloud Console. And that was just one of the exercises. It started, I just really wanted to try some of the stuff in the quick start guides. Found them pretty easy to do, and that seemed like a pretty common task that I might want to accomplish within my own data center.